The High Stepping Kind by Sonny Hancock. I was raised back in the Depression, and times was pretty bad. Guess I got the occupation of punching cattle from my dad. Way down yonder in the cedar breaks on the little greasy sack outfits, it was mostly held together by hard work, hair, and spit. I don't know how it was where you were raised, but out in my part of the West, about the times you got your wings, it was time to leave the nest. 'Cause just one's man worth of labor was all the little outfit seemed to need. Big old kid like me was just another mouth to feed. And that suited me all right, 'cause school seemed mighty slow, and I thought by then I knew all a man was supposed to know. And I knew that punching cows, that's where I'd make my stand, 'cause by that time I was pretty sure that I was quite a hand. There was jobs aplenty, and you could find them by the score. We was right there in the middle of that Second World War. And most of the outfits around was glad to give you coffee, meat, and beans, with all the cowboys in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. So I hit a salty outfit I heard was tougher'n a cob. The boss said, "Unload your saddle, kid, you found yourself a job." Then he started talking horses. Well, he must have read my mind, 'cause he asked me, "Son, can you ride that old high-stepping kind?" I answered him in a voice that wasn't meek or small, and I says, "I reckon that's the kind that suits me best of all. I like 'em energetic, and that's the kind that I'd pick, 'cause I was built plumb forted, kind of like a witching stick." Oh, my Lord. Well, that outfit, they'd been breeding up their horses quite a spell, and they kept that kind they figured suited that country pretty well. They wanted something big and stout, but also they'd allow something with speed and quickness for the catch and work a cow. So they got some big thoroughbred remount studs to start that herd of theirs, and they bred them to some great big old feather-legged Percheron mares. Oh man, they were catty. Near out pull a truck, they'd make them big old circles, and hot dang, they sure could buck. Next morning we ate breakfast quite ahead of dawn. Boss man led me out a horse and said his name was Leprechaun. I asked him, "Why'd you name him that?" He said the reason's pretty clear. If you don't take his head right quick, it's apt to disappear. He said, "While you're riding out today, I want you to look around. You'll notice there's been a lot of little holes poked into the ground. They weren't there by badgers or prairie dogs neither," he said. "If you'll note, they're about the size of a riding cowboy's head." Well, I rode that horse that day, down valleys, over knolls. I didn't gather many cattle, but man, I drilled a lot of holes. And all that fall around the rope corral, you'd have to look out, you see, 'cause most every morning it was raining, mostly raining me. And all those other cowboys started following me around. You know why? They thought I was taking lessons, learning how to fly. It was plumb entertaining when I heard some feller say that he'd allowed that I was flying a little further every day. Another boy piped up with a Sunday school smirk. He said, "Kid, your flying's plumb amazing, but man, your landing sure need work." Then the conversation took a nasty little turn when the cook said that he might add some birdseed to his list. Cause if I kept trying to fly and it looked as if I might, he could scatter some on the ground for the time I chose to light. I don't know why I didn't quit. It surely wasn't pride. Hell, I lost all that when I couldn't find no horses I could ride. Nor the reason was all those spills and wrecks I took, 'cause I was peeled, bruised up most any place you looked. I guess the reason was if I didn't stick around and I let 'em run me off, I'd never live it down. So then I thought it over, and I reckoned as of how I'm the one who called the dance tune, so I'd pay the fiddler now. No matter what you're doing, whether it's hard or tough, you're bound to get some better if you practice enough. And let me tell you, partner, out along them rocks and cactus, them old ponies was making sure I got a lot of practice. But early one morning, I pert near a crow when a big black horse took to me, and I finally got one rode. But it weren't no time for crowing when I heard some feller drawl, "That old horse thought there were 3 or 4 of you up there, and he couldn't throw you all." Then the straw boss said with a sideways glance, "Quit whipping on them horses with the butt end of your pants." But an old horse took to me out on the road deer ground, and I heard someone holler at me, "Hey kid, your butt's getting around." So my luck had got some better, at least as of late, and I wasn't quite spending all my time cluttering up the real estate. When the wagon pulled in that fall, it was snowy, cold, and damp, and I asked the boss what my chance was for a winter job in camp. Willie looked at me a minute, looking mighty slow, but by the look on his face, I thought he was about to tell me no. But he scratched his head a little and bit himself off a chew, and he said, "Now, young feller, I'll tell you exactly what I'll do. See, I got a camp open on the Peach Springs side. I just might let you have it and some horses you can ride. 'Cause I think you'll make a cowboy, at least that's my suspicion, and I'll keep you through the winter, but at least on one condition. This outfit, or any outfit a man is apt to find, is always going to have some of that old high-stepping kind. So I want you to promise me that as you go down the pike, you'll never tell nobody else that that's the kind you like." Well, I looked down at my 2 boot toes and I uttered my assent, and I worked for a lot of outfits since, but no matter where I went, I just tried to lead with whenever they let out to pay no mind. But I never again said I liked that old high-stepping kind.